and there is your Twitter account. Okay, let's, for the sake of example, those are the two things in your Twitter account that we look at. So when you put that in your Tots 100 account, you must make sure that those two are right. Check. Go and search for your blog in Google with the www and without the www. See which one comes back with a bigger number. Make sure that's the one in your Tots account. Depending on how your domain forwarding is set up, one of them can be catastrophically worse than the other. Make sure your Twitter account is right. I lose count of the number of people when I go into their accounts in Tots 100 that have put that @ symbol in the box. And the @ symbol doesn't need to be there because it's a URL. So take that out. So once we take those two bits of information, Tots 100, Foodies 100 works in exactly the same way. We have a bit of software that first of all takes that URL and we put it into Google. And we ask Google, how many links do you have pointing to that domain? So it will give us a number of links. We then ask Google how many of those links came in the last 30 days. And we'll get a second score. Now because Google, controversially, isn't God and doesn't know everything, we also use a site.
That's on film.
SEO mods. So SEO mods effectively is looking at a very similar thing, but just from a different perspective and using a different bit of software. We just think it's fairer. We're going to ask two people and we're going to take both their answers. So we go to SEO mods and we say, okay, how many links does that site have? So it will then give us another number of links. What SEO mods does is also give you something called domain authority, which is based on how important are those links, so how big are those websites that are linking to this blog. And it will give you a score which we, because of the way our numbers work, we multiply it up. It's like a score from 1 to 10. So you might get something like 5.15, which we translate to 550. From there, we go to both clout and cred. And again, this is the same reason we ask two people about your influence on social networks. So we take the Twitter ID, we run it through those two sites, and we will get a score for you. For cred, what we do is you get two scores for cred. We multiply the top number by the bottom number, which gives us an overall single score. So you've got those two scores and these. The last thing we do is, if you've got your badge on your site, we go and look at your site and we look at your traffic. So first of all, we look at page impressions. So we look at physically how many times did your blog ask us for our Tots 100 badge. And because your badge is linked to your account, we know exactly how many times pages have loaded. But we don't just want to know, you could have 100,000 people a month looking at your blog. We want to know how engaged they are. So we look at then what we call unique viewers. So Annie might come to my blog and she might look at one page and think, oh, that's not that interesting, and go away. So in that case, we would have one page impression and one unique viewer. But she might come and she might look at 10 pages. So I might get 1 and I might get 10. So it's two numbers. So this number is a really important one. Even if you've got lower traffic, you can do very well on Tots 100 if the people on your blog are looking at lots of pages.
Can you improve that by having, say, on your front page, I do like a read more, because then that means that everyone who comes will be looking at 2 pages and not 1.
Go up. But you may see an increase in your bounce rate from people who can't bother to click on. So essentially, we've got all of these numbers at the end. So what we do, we take all of the blogs. Obviously, I did this manually on a piece of paper. We're terribly good at maths. So we take all the things, and then we will have all their metrics here. And we look at, okay, which blog, let's say we're looking at Google Links, which blog has got the highest score? And which blog has got the lowest. The one with the lowest will get 1 point, the next one gets 2, 3, all the way down to potentially 5,000. We do the same for every single metric, and at the end of it, we add up all of your scores. And that's how you're ranked on that total score.
It's really important for interjecting that. It means that you're actually scored relative to everybody else. So
all those people say my track went up and I
isolation.
went down 3 places might be because this person went up more than you.
So it doesn't necessarily mean that you had an awful month. It
Yeah.
just means that somebody else has had an
Give
amazing
it up,
month.
go home.
There's someone behind you who's just